Alright, ladies and gentlemen, KageKaze again for the next Witch Doctor segment. As I said, I'm going to go ahead and change up my build here, move things around a bit. I'm keeping the fire bats with dire bats. I really like the high-end damage that they provide. In order to offset their higher mana cost, I've gone back to corpse spiders, as it is still the lowest mana costing ability at only 2, where poison darts has moved up to 5 from 4. So I'll get more back from the spiders. Also, using poison darts while I'm using fire bats is one of those things where both of those are a very narrow, direct damage. Although dire bats, even though it's a direct ability, it goes through enemies. So it's a direct, but it's a piercing ability. So that means it can go through monsters and I can hit multiple monsters. However, it can still hit objects and fail. Whereas something like corpse spiders, since it's an indirect spell, I can still fire over obstacles. So I have answers for both situations now. I went ahead and I got rid of my dogs. I'm going to go ahead and go to Soul Harvest, or not Soul Harvest, sorry, Grasp of the Dead again with Unbreakable Grasp. So I'll use that instead of the dogs, since the dogs have been dying. And just hope to slow them down rather than worry about the dogs. And I'll go back to the dogs once I get a rune or something for them. Beyond that, I'm keeping my Soul Harvest because I love the fact that I can gain intelligence with this. It's gone up to 32 intelligence, so I can definitely get some high-end damage with that. Honestly, when I was playing the beta and I got up to level 13, I Soul Harvested a 5-stack and then Dire Bats King Leoric down in a few seconds flat. It's scary the amount of damage that can do. So instead of Jungle Fortitude, what I've decided to do, since I'm hoping to keep awake still, I'm going to go ahead and use Circle of Life this time. And so what that'll do is that'll allow me to have the zombie dogs without using the skill slot for zombie dogs. So every now and then I'll get an enemy kill, they'll come up as a dog, and great, everybody wins. Of course the downside is it's only 12 yards. So I have to be relatively close, but I can still make it work. Aside from that, what I wanted to show off here is I'm going to do a little bit of the crafting again to make a little bit of gear for my level 11 here. And just to kind of show you the tiers that you're looking at for crafting. It looks like level 10 is kind of the first tier, up to 10 is kind of the first tier, and then after that you're going to be looking at mid-range level 20s. So you can see that here on the belts. Boots are level 5, then go up to 18, so very close to level 20, 8 and 29, 4 and 22. So I won't be seeing new gear to craft until I'm closer to level 20. So let's just go to what I can equip, see if there's anything better. This is a belt with a few random properties and more armor, so I'll go ahead and make one of those. Boots are about the same as what I have, but I have Dex boots. I'm not terribly worried about that at this stage, so I'm not going to do that. Same with that, even though that's not very good. Same level. This has better armor. I'll go ahead and do that because that's got more upgrades to it. This helm is definitely going to be something I want to make because it's got 2 properties. The one I have only has 1, plus it's got armor, so we'll go ahead and make that. The pants, more armor, more magical properties. Let's go ahead and make one of those. Alright, the shield has got some good armor, 3 magical properties, but I think I'm going to stick to my mojo, so we won't do that. And hey, I can make my first set of shoulders. See, I don't actually have any shoulders on me right now, and I meet the minimum level requirements for this shoulder here. So, great, let's go ahead and make my first pair. And wait for the BattleNet lag. Okay, what about weapons? No. No. And no. So, we won't do those. Alright, let's see what I got. Anything good? Vital. Leave with a lady. See what I mean about Lyndon? Yeah. He's a ladies' man. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to lose my intelligence, which is a bit of damage loss, but it's protection, magic find, and it's going to increase my pickup radius, which can be useful for the spec I'm using right now. Oh, here we go. Attack speed increase. Health globes grant life and thorns damage. Nah, not the best, but the attack speed increase will increase my damage and it's more armor. So let's just go ahead and zoom in there so we can see those. Dexterity, which I really don't need, but it's got monsters grant experience and it's more protection. So because of that, I'll go ahead and put that on. It's a little bit different. Bone helm. Not bad. Magic find, not as much as what I had, but it's got monster experience and thorns on it. 1.3% protection over 30 life. Yeah, I'll take it. There we go. I have feathers now. And my shoulders with vitality, experience, and health globes grant life. Of course, for the Witch Doctor, oddly enough, they're not really shoulder pieces if you look at it. This is more of an armband. Lovely, eh? Alright, with that done, let's just go ahead and put the materials back. We won't be looking at that again until the mid-range of 20s. My hands to the bone to bring you these fine
pall of ancient doom hangs upon these woods.
Not today, monster!
Are these Alaric's people?
No, they are lost in madness.
What did that pillar ever do to me?
Ghouls are stronger than most risen dead, but they gain their fortitude through horrific means, feasting upon human corpses. These creatures are least dangerous while eating, but do not disturb them, or it shall be your limbs between their teeth.
Just love running forward and having the spiders jump past me.
I could do that again!
I've spent most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
Your lives will be ours!
Alright, well, let's try that again.
I've spent most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
What does your uncle seek?
He's convinced that the forces of hell will invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
No one believes the old folks until it's too late, really. But then again, there's so many apocalypse theories nowadays. Anything else, Leah?
Do you have knowledge of your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something. I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
Repel them, my brothers!
Okay, not able to hit them very well with the walls up. There we go.
Uncle Deckard called these flying creatures death with wings.
Let's see, was there anything more to that conversation?
Do you have knowledge?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She was in search of something.
Okay, no there wasn't. Hey, I've got a zombie dog, just realized. Very nice.
Need more mana.
Yeah, look at that. Nuking it from afar. I feel good.
I've spent years exploring places like this with Uncle Deckard. This brings back memories.
I too enjoy hunting evil creatures through strange new lands.
I was talking about happy memories.
As was I.
Cormac. Alright, Leah. What else? What else do you have for me? Oh, you won't talk to me now, huh? Oh, there we go.
How did Adria pass to the unformed land?
You mean, how did she die? Well, details are hazy, but I know that Adria was obsessed with chasing. Uncle Deckard believes that the madness and horror of the
By all that is holy, do you see that enemy over there? That was a worthy foe! Glorious!
Let's see, can I get my event around here? There's at least 2 events that show up in this area. One of which used to be 100%, now I think they patched it so it's not anymore.
We finished them off.
Can I target these things? Oh, 2 zombie dogs. How fortuitous!
Thank you both for your help.
I am inspired by our friend here. Thank him.
I do only what I must.
So humble, the witch doctor. Alright, well, no events so far. There might be one here in the center. We'll take a look after we do the Crypt of the Ancients.
This is amazing. It reminds me of being a child and searching for lost artifacts with Uncle Deckard.
Yeah, that entire group did not stand a chance at that point. Just grab the edgeless safety cube. There we go. I'm just gonna rain down spiders and death.
It's perfect.
I wish I knew where he got all these spiders, really. Also, where does he hold them all? Yeah, I can only do a few of these fire bats at a time, but not a big deal when I've got spiders to throw about as well.
We were so sure we could beat whatever traps the ancients had laid for tomb robbers. But the dead bodies of my friends testify to the folly of our arrogance. I will be dead soon as well. Our greed was our downfall.
The spirits of dead warriors linger here.
We're cut off! They'll be upon us at any moment! Stand firm, brothers, and they will sing of our valor through the ages! The enemy is here, for glory! Skewer the Nephilim curse!
Eternal War. Alright, let's get my... There we go. just 5 stacks and dire bats, and that just completely tore through every single one of them.
Need more mana. I am overcome with an odd feeling. We are not the first to have fought this skirmish.
I studied these battles in Cain's books, but seeing them is much worse.
So what did I get? I got hot dogging. Let's take a look. Summon 3 zombie dogs at the same time without using the summon zombie dog skill. Oh, okay. So I got that for basically getting my 3 zombie dogs and using Circle of Life. Brilliant! So I got the Eternal War instead of the other event. Interesting, yep, so they definitely patched events. I'm guessing events were bugged in some way, because I know there were some events, like in Act 1, there was one that would never show up, so people couldn't finish their achievements. I finally got that achievement myself after they patched it. Then you come to realize there were other events that weren't showing up, or events that were showing up too frequently when they shouldn't have because of this bug. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see it different now. For example, a certain segment later in the game that always had merchants, a lot of people know which one I'm talking about. There'd be these merchants after a bridge, and it used to be pretty much guaranteed that one of these merchants would spawn. And they pretty much don't anymore, so yeah, it's kind of jarring when it used to be there all the time. Alright, well, it looks like I get to switch out my zombie dogs to rabid dogs now. And hey, I got Haunt.
I'm pleased to have you with us.
I'm not sure how much use I'll be.
You have a good heart and a strong mind. That is all that matters.
Such a nice guy, that Templar. Alright, let us look here. Haunt is a new secondary. I don't really want to lose my bats, though. Well, I have a couple new skills, so I guess we'll do that. Let's go ahead and do Haunt. Haunt for 50 mana cost, so that's fairly expensive. Not as expensive as what I had, though. So for 50 mana cost, haunt an enemy with a spirit dealing 575 weapon damage as arcane over 12 seconds. If the target does die, then the spirit basically will haunt another enemy nearby. So it will jump from enemy to enemy until its duration runs out. This went through several iterations in the beta, so now it's 575 over 12. It used to be that the damage would change as well as the time, the overtime part would change. It would kind of scale upwards as you went, but I guess they didn't like the way that worked out, and honestly I think it got kind of a little confusing trying to keep track of where it was as you leveled, so now they just decided to make it what it should be at the very beginning. So you're looking at 575 over 12. Now the important thing about that to keep in mind is this is the kind of dot, based on that wording, I believe is not affected by improved attack speed. So Haunt is the kind of ability that you might find more useful with a large two-handed weapon doing high amounts of damage rather than doing a fast weapon, because you're not going to change the number of ticks that it has. For example, Fire Bats at level 1 here, your attack speed does affect it. So you can have more damage more quickly. Haunt, it's just damage over 12. You can have more than one out, but I believe only one can be on a target at a time. Last time I did my testing, that's the way it worked. Let's see, what else do we have?
This is about as exciting as the time Uncle Deckard and I spent the summer in Bramwell. People are quite boring there.
Now Leah, no sass. Alright, now the next one we get is Summon Zombie Dogs, Rabid Dogs. Zombie Dogs gain an infectious bite that deals 9% weapon damage as poison over 3 seconds. So I imagine that's over and above what they already do. So let's get rid of Grasp, and of course you notice that I changed that rune and then my Circle of Life dogs die. So let's go ahead and go back to Jungle Fortitude. Now I did the math on my Haunt here. That 575 over 12 is basically going to equate to 47, almost 48 weapon damage per second.
Too much of the dead by now to fear them.
So let's go ahead and get the zombie dogs out. So we're looking at about 18 damage. See, they're a little bit green now. It ain't easy being green. So they'll do more damage, 18% per dog. Whoops. Hopefully. So with luck, if all three of those dogs hit something, I might get about 54% weapon damage. So that makes them a little more offensive. But unfortunately, if they die too quickly, it's not going to be worth it. We'll see.
Temple is open. Enter and defeat the guardians within. Although they are my brothers, they will seek your death when you enter.
I cannot fault them for doing their duty.
Look at this architecture. This predates the Sin War.
Alright, I'm going to try and get a few haunts out there. So there you guys see one of them infected. It just jumped to the next monster. And it jumped to the next, and there we go. It looks like it. No, it's still out there. Still out there. So, yeah, that haunt is doing quite a bit of damage. Haunt is one of those abilities that's going to be really great to throw out into a group of enemies that would pretty much die pretty quickly, because at one cast you're going to infect multiple enemies. Alright, so let's just get a haunt out on all three of them. Boom. Yeah, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
The world stone has been changed. Our children are born weak and suffer short lives. The demon Nereza promised to restore their power, but instead turned them into misshapen creatures and sent them to war against us. We may die, but not before she is sent back to the burning hells.
Alright, well, before we move on here, looks like I found some better armor. More vital, with magic fine. Then put that on. There we go. Looking like a true voodoo warrior. And I actually had some voodoo masks. Less armor, but what do I get? 4 int with health globe life and gold from monsters. I think I will take the 4 int, get my damage up. It's a little less protection, really, but I get a voodoo mask now. And now I look silly. Oh man, voodoo masks are very interesting items. But hey, more damage. I'm good with it.
Your strength rivals that of our greatest champions. What now do you think you are? You may enter our most sacred place.
The spirit speaks the truth. This was a...
The noble hero fought his way here just to die.
Mother!
And who is this you bring with you? Adria's daughter? She has power within her. No matter. Your mother will soon share your fate, little one. The shard is mine. Fill this temple with their blood!
What did she mean my mother will share my fate? Could my mother be alive after all these years?
Her words are lies and madness. Do not listen.
And what is the power within you that she spoke of?
This fight was too easy. She's toying with us. We must get back to Uncle Deckard right away.
Alright, we have the second piece of the sword. It's off to town we go. Few other conversations here.
The Drowned Temple was once known as the Sarsium Emporis. It was the most sacred of their temples, a site where legend claims angels would come to impart their wisdom to the Nephilim. Uncle Deckard and I traveled all over the world in my youth, looking for lost lore and artifacts. It was so exciting, crawling around ancient temples, digging through forgotten crypts. I feel fortunate that Uncle Deckard raised me the way he did, the things I learned from him. But now, I don't know. I see what his obsession with his quest has cost him. Has cost us.
I worked my hands to the bone to bring you these fine goods.
Magda found us in the Drowned Temple. Even now, she seeks the third piece.
I remember a glow streaking towards a fishing village.
That must be Wertham.
Oh, brilliant, dear Leah. Have the ferryman take you there.
And so we shall, good sir. Still no, journals from you. Leah, you've been with us. I don't think you've had time to write. Let's look.
I really do miss that bard. The way he sang.
Wow. When did you find time to write this, young lady?
When we retrieved the stranger's second sword piece, Magda found us. She's always on our heels. Who is she? She claims to know my mother, but how could that be? Regardless, we must beat her to Wertham in the final.
Did you know that Leah has traveled?
So this is how it ends? They dragged my cart from the road, but for what? I can't get it repaired. Might as well dig a hole and die in it.
Your fear poisons you. You must quiet your fear and help your town.
Yes, I suppose business will pick up now that the skeleton king
Anything good? Let me just take on my massive repair cost, 12 gold. I'm not sure how I'm going to afford that.
I was thinking.
I joke now, but my goodness, does it cost a lot to repair at 60.
Work I put into acquiring these fine wares. No one round here appreciates the work.
What have you got for amulets and rings? I have not found a single amulet or ring at this point. 2 to 4, 3% chance. And 1 to 2 with health globes. Not bad, about 3,000 gold there.
I don't like what's going on around.
You have anything interesting in your conversations? Not necessarily. Alright, let's move on.
I need to go across the water to Wertham.
I will take you, but beware. Smoke rises from the village.
Smoke on the water. Fire in the sky.
Destroying the town! Get out while you can! By all that is holy, the town is burning! Death to those who defy the power!
One of the men retrieved a strange artifact in his nets. It looked like a hilt of an ancient blade, but I know it must be more. The fisherman argued with me, but I convinced him to leave it in the safety of the chapel, a holy place, or a holy relic.
Swarms with Magda's dark children. She is near.
Meet your destiny!
Well, that's a little bit of foreshadowing right there on that journal entry we just got. He's quite right about that, too.
Please! My family's hiding in the chapel with the rest of the townsfolk. We must get to them.
Don't run off! You'll get yourself killed!
Alright, Let's go get some stacks here. There we go. Use my force to move.
The people in the chapel need my help. I'm going on ahead.
Fools! You cannot keep the sword from me!
This is bad.
My servants will burn this town to ashes!
Running low on stacks there. Let's at least get 2.
There's something coming.
By all that is holy, you see.
Alright, these guys. Whew. Oh, jailer. That has the potential to be very bad. Some dogs to try and deal with this damage here.
That was
the people in the chapel need my help. I'm going on ahead.
You saved us. We owe you our lives.
I seek a sword hilt fallen from the sky. It glows with powerful magic.
We found it days ago. I wish we'd never brought it here. Come, I left Virgil to guard it. We will be glad to be rid of it.
I'm going back to Tristram to check on Uncle Deckard.
You do that. You left Virgil to guard it. You spent time away fighting from Dante? Well, that's not a good sign when the guy that was supposed to guard it is here, the body, lying dead. In case I clicked on it too quickly, which I probably did, that was Virgil. There's our glowing sword shard. I kind of like how they do this. Glowing sword shard.
It is not here.
While you were on your hero's errand here, I captured all 3 sword pieces and your friends.
I should have known. I must get back to Cain's house.
No shard. We must return to Deckard Cain and save him from the evil that is about to befall upon New Tristram.
It's your choice, Cain. Either use your Herodric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
All this pain, this destruction. What is the sword to you?
To me, nothing. To my master, Belial, everything. Your rage is overwhelming, girl. You win this round, but if the sword cannot be mine, I'll claim the one it's bound to. In the end, the blade shall be mine.
Uncle, you can't die.
Nothing can stop that now. But there is one last thing I must do. The sword must be made whole. Just as I suspected, the sword is of the high heavens. The stranger is an angel. Heed the journal. The truth lies within.
Uncle Deckard!
It's not true. He's simply sleeping. An extended sleep. He's old and needs rest. And who am I kidding? Old Deckard, he shall be missed. An integral part of Diablo all these years.
If only I could control this power, I could have saved him.
Do not blame yourself. Magda is the one who must pay for Cain's death.
Magda and her master Belial. The journal speaks of an angel falling from the heavens as the shadow rises from the abyss. The stranger is the key to all of this.
It does not matter at this moment who he truly is. I will find him and bring him his sword.
When my power erupted, I saw into Magda's mind for an instant. She's fled to the highlands. You can reach them through the caves above Wertham. You have to know, she'll be waiting for you.
I will survive her traps. The spirits tell me so.
This damned power I have. Uncle Deckard said it came from my mother. He tried to teach me how to control it using his Herodric training, but it never really helped. He never gave up on me, though. He was a great man.
Indeed he was. Indeed he was. Well, let's go find our last journal for this segment.
Uncle Deckard is gone forever. I remember the wonderful times we had together. Always off on another crazy quest. What will I do without him? He believed the stranger was an angel, but he is only a man. I always knew they were just stories. Uncle Deckard died for those stories.
Well, I'd say that does it for this segment. So we shall continue on here in Wertham for the next, as we move on, dealing with the loss of our dear friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I am KageKaze, thanking you for following me so far on the Witch Doctor playthrough. I'll see you again next time.